Hello, everybody. Welcome to SHEENA'S Guides. Hope you're all doing fine. So today I'm going to do a video answering few of the queries which has been asked by the OSPAP students, and also giving you very good news to all the OSPAP students who are appearing from India. So these are the questions I have answered in a couple of my other videos. So I would strongly advise the students to go back onto my videos and listen to the videos. And I think they have all been mentioned on that. But because they have been asked constantly, repeatedly to me, I'm going to go back onto them and answer you. I was initially planning to do this in Malayalam, but majority of them asked me if I could do this in do a video of OSPAP in English or Hindi. That's why I'm planning to do this in English. So the first question is regarding the minimum qualification, what is being needed for a Gpsc registration. So the minimum qualification is a bachelor's in pharmacy, and then you can go up either a M.Pharm or a PharmD. So if you have a minimum qualification, you can apply for a Gpsc registration. The first step for a Gpsc registration is pass IELTS or OAT. So the IELTS should be 7 in all four bands, or OAT B in all 4 bands. In here, you can appear how many ever times, but you have to get the like if it is IELTS, you have to get 7 in all 4 grades at one sitting. If it is OAT, you have to get OAT B in all 4 grades in one sitting. So the second is that then once you get that, then you can start with your Gpsc registration process. You have got the validity of 2 years for your IELTS or OAT. The IELTS or OAT is needed only for the Gpsc registration. Then once after that, you don't need, you don't have to because many people have asked me, like, if my OAT or IELTS is expired before apply for the pre-reg training, is that okay? And that's okay, that is fine. You only need it for IELTS or OAT till when you pass your, to get your Gpsc registration. And then you're straight away starting by the OSPAP, that is fine. So the second question when I have been asked is, if I failed my semester while doing my B.Pharm or my PharmD, if I failed a semester and I passed it on a second attempt, can I still apply? What Gpsc looks is that do you have a certificate of your pharmacy, means your B.Pharm or a PharmD? Do you have a certificate, and are you registered with the Pharmacy Council? That's what they look for. So if you have got both of them, they don't mind you failed and you passed on a second, that's fine for them. The only thing what you have to understand is that you are coming into UK to do a professional course, and OSPAP is not easy. It is a difficult course. As in the previous my video, how Anand and Bashir has said what is entitled, what are being taught in the OSPAP. And also if you go to the respective university website, it clearly mentions what is being taught in the OSPAP also. So it's not an easy course, but it is a doable course. You have to put in the hard work. So imagine, so you're coming here, coming to do a professional course. So 2 years of hard work is needed, because you have to pass your OSPAP, as well as you have to do your pre-reg placement of 52 weeks, and then you have to pass the final Gpsc registration. So you have to give that commitment and hard work for 2 years. Then only you'll become a pharmacist in UK. The next question, what I've been normally asked is, can a newly qualified apply for the exam? Yes, definitely. You don't need an experience for doing an OSPAP course. Even a newly qualified can apply for the course. So here, when I've been asked about a newly qualified, they asked me a couple of questions. I don't get my original, for example, I passed my course in September, but I don't get my original certificate at that time. What should I do? I think this has been clearly mentioned in the Anu's video that you can apply with your provisional certificate to the Gpsc, but it's clearly mentioned in the Gpsc guidance that if you give a provisional certificate, when you get the original certificate, you also have to send your original certificate. So what the other students have done is that they have done their OAT training, they sent all other documents, and I think once they pass the exam, within the less of 3 to 4 months, when they get their original certificate, they send the original certificate. So that's what they have done. You can still do if you wanted, you can send your provisional, but when you get your original, you have to send your original certificate also. So that's even newly qualified can apply for it. So it depends upon when do you get your original certificate, because at the end of the day, you need your original. Even though you sent your provisional certificate, you need your originals. They have to see your original certificate before they give you a Gpsc registration. It's clearly mentioned. So always think Gpsc is your Bible. So read and read, because guidance gets changed all the time. So read and read and read and read. That's what I normally say to her. When can I apply for the Gpsc registration? That's a common question. Gpsc registration is open 365 days. Your OSPAP course is only a September intake. There is only a September intake for OSPAP. So if for September intake, you can apply anytime. You have to finish your Gpsc registration. For example, if you are applying for September 2022, it is always ideal to finish your means your Gpsc registration before May. So the good thing if you finish your registration before May is that when the June first 2 weeks is the oral system open. So what is oral system is for a pre-reg placements. The oral system is it's like a website where the government means, the NHS, the GP surgeries, and some of the private pharmacy comes into place, and they provide a common platform where they let us know when, what pre-reg placements are available. So for that is the oral system. It's a one common platform. So it's open in the first 2 weeks of June. So the prerequisite for that is that before you apply for the oral system, you should have your Gpsc registration and the university selected for the OSPAP. So once you submit your application, that means where you put your name and address and your documents, like your Gpsc registration and your university details and everything, they get submitted. And when you come for your OSPAP in September, you appear for an entrance exam, which is mainly of a clinical judgment exams, as well as a calculation questions. You appear in end of September and first week of October. And based on the marks, you get your pre-reg placement. So that's the way. In case if you can't appear, if you didn't finish your Gpsc registration by May, don't worry about the oral system. There are many students who came also who couldn't get into the oral system because they finished their registration process late. You can still get locally. There is loads of advertisement goes on for the pre-reg placement. So pre-reg placements, you can also, you can apply as a Tier 2 visa program. So you get a Tier 2 visa. There are pre-reg placement who doesn't offer Tier 2 visa. There are pre-reg placements which gives you Tier 2 visa. So soon after you finish your OSPAP and 9 OSPAP, you can go into a pre-reg placement which gives you in a 2-year visa or a 3-year visa. So then the good thing of when you straight away go into Tier 2 visa is that when you become a pre-reg, after you pass your Gpsc and become a pharmacist here, this, so when you're going to apply for your PR, this Tier 2 visa, all these years from the pre-reg is calculated for your 5-year PR, permanent residency. You also get a post-work visa, like any other graduate scheme program. You also get for the OSPAP. Also, you get if you pass your OSPAP, you can apply for the post-work visa. But the disadvantage of the post-work visa is that the post-work visa years are not calculated when you calculate for for your PR. Permanent residency, that years are not calculated. So Tier 2 visa years are calculated in the PR permanent residency years. So that's I think you're clear. You can apply anytime, but for example, for September 22 and 2022 intake, if you complete it before May, you can apply for your OREL system for your pre-reg placement. Don't worry if you didn't complete it before then, but ideally it's best to complete it at least before the end of June. Next question is asked me about the reference. So about the reference. So there are there are documents which is needed to, you send it along with the application form. It's given in detail, explained in detail in the Gpsc website. And also there are some documents which you have to go indirectly, that it should go directly to the Gpsc. The one is the 2 academic references. So the academic references should go directly from your academic leaders, your teachers or your principal, directly into the Gpsc. So what some of the students have done is that they have taken from, to be 100% sure, what they have done is that they have taken the the academic references, letters from the tutors. They have sealed and stamped, and they have took it in their hand and they posted from the nearest post office. Ideally, it has to be done by the university itself, the college itself. The second thing is that your occupational reference also has to be sent directly by the occupation from the institution itself, directly to the Gpsc address. So then comes your good standing letter. So the good, if you have been newly qualified, ideally you have to have a 6 months, you have to be registered for 6 months to get a good standing certificate. Anu has clearly mentioned that in her video. So if you are a newly qualified, then you can't wait, you don't have enough time to wait for 6 months. So what you can apply for is a good standing letter. So for which you have to personally go down to the council and you have to explain that this is the Gpsc will also accept a good standing letter. So what you have to tell them, you have to go and let them know that you would like a good standing letter. So you have to give the content to them. So and there is a special, I think you have to pay a fee also for that. So in that letter, you have to mention so-and-so person with the date of birth, the passport number and the address, has passed the pharmacy exam from so-and-so institution and doesn't have any criminal conventions. And so that's what they have to document, and that letter is also accepted by the Gpsc. So you don't have to wait for 6 months. Then what the next thing is that the transcript. The transcript you have to apply you have to apply to your university to get a transcript. So, and the transcript has to be attested by your university and sent directly to the Gpsc. So to be 100% confident that it has gone through, you can request them in a sealed envelope. You can request them to give it in you, and you can post it from the nearest post office. But ideally, it is recommended that the institution itself sends it to the Gpsc. The next question, what I've been asked, is about the immunization record. So the immunization, how do you record your immunization? So when you come to UK, you should have the immunization certificate with you, because that's commonly asked by majority of the employees. because you're going to work in the health and social care. So what I normally tell to the students is that you type in the Google, which year are you born? For example, if I'm born in 1993, I type in, and then you would find out 1993 immunization scheduled in India, and you would get what was the immunization schedule for in that year. And then you have to go wherever you were born or wherever you had your vaccination, or whichever is your family doctor who is willing to give this letter. You need to go and get the letter from him in here in the hospital letter heading that myself, Sheena Phillips, with a date of birth so and so, had the following immunization. So what at birth, what immunization you had. So from birth till now, what immunization. So at birth, what immunization I had, 8 weeks, what immunization I had, 12 weeks, what immunization I had, so and so. So that full schedule, including your COVID vaccine, and also the hepatitis vaccine. So if you have not had the 3 doses of hepatitis vaccine, you need to start with that and finish that also, because if you come to UK, they'll ask you about the hepatitis vaccine. Then if you have not had it, they'll ask you to do it here privately, which will cost you more, around about £200 to £250 if you have to have it in UK. So it's always nice to get your immunization up to date with that. The next question, what I've been asked, is about the scholarship. So the scholarships, what you get it. I think you get a, £1,000 to £1,000 leeway if you pay your full year's fees in advance. Sunderland University has got, like if you apply early, like a couple of 3 students this year has got it. If you applied early, that is before April, if you finished your Gpsc registration and got your university as Sunderland, what they got is the one, along with £1,000, they also got a 1-year accommodation free, which is a very good thing, because that is costing, £200, at least £200 to £300 per month. That is been, they have saved. So 300 in almost £3,500 they have saved with that accommodation, 1-year accommodation free. So, but that only it is a first come save basis. So only to students who apply early will get this facility. So that is there in Sunderland University. I've not heard in any other universities. So that's what I wanted to tell you about it. So many people ask me, can I bring my family? Yes, definitely you can bring your family. Definitely you can bring your children. You can bring your dependents also. Some also ask me, can a single mom bring their child? And yes, definitely you can bring, but you always have to make sure here childcare is very expensive, and also you have to also think about the cost of accommodations and everything. And second thing is that your workload of study is quite heavy. As I mentioned in the last video, they teach you 20%, they give you an extra slides of 30%, and the rest 50% you have to sit and study and make notes. So from the study from the OSPAP to the Gpsc registration, there's a notes to study, and that regular study only will help you to get the Gpsc exam finally smoothly go through. It is easily doable. Very, very, very rarely people have failed it, but those who have put the hard work has passed in with flying colors. I think the ones who have failed are the ones who have not given their 100%, who thought as a simple course, not thought that this is a professional course. So that's why get prepared for that. But definitely it's worth doing it. So now the good news I have to tell you. The good news is to all the OSPAP students is that Vasco Medics International, whose proprietor Unni Krishnan is based in Manchester. They have an office in Kerala also. They've been doing this for the last 10-15 years, getting, I think, loads of students comes through Vasco Medics, nurses comes through Vasco Medics, lots of radiologists and physiotherapists comes through Vasco Medics. So what they are helped, they have planning to do is that they are going to give you a full help with the application process, with the ENIC comparabilities application form, with the visa processing and everything. So they will be able to do it. They have been doing for the past many years, they have been doing IELTS and OAT training for nurses and doctors and everybody. They have not started the pharmacists, but within a span of 1 year, 1 month, they are planning to start OAT training for the pharmacy also. I'm one of the advisor for them, because they've so I will, if you have got any OSPAP related inquiries, you can definitely ask them my number, and they would be happy to give it to you, and which I'm happy to and give you more in detail about OSPAP. But if anything related to visa, anything related to the students, universities, I think the Vasco Medics has got more experience than me. They also have, so what's I've also written in there, they give a total support with assisting with bank loan assistance, visa travel assistance, and also scholarship for, like, they give you in detail about immigrations and everything. So they I've got the number there, the details I'll be putting more in the description boxes, the email addresses and everything. They've also got, so they have also got solicitors and notaries there, so they can attest your documents also for you. This is the contact details based in, they have got a website, as well as they have got an email address. So this is a good news. I think this is the first agency which is going to come in India who will help with the OSPAP students. So I think that's one of the big things what every student have asked me from day one. And I think I'm quite pleased that Vasco Medics have come forward, and I'm reassure you, they are a genuine company, because I've never heard that anything bad about them till now, because they are based also in Manchester. They can also give assistance or guidance of when you come to UK also, if any of you struggle. So thank you very much for watching my YouTube channel. As I said, if you have any doubt, please let me know. I'm happy to assist you. And also I'm letting that I'm in the advisory committee with the further, if you needed further guidance with the OSPAP related inquiries. So all the details have been put in this YouTube, and if you have, and on my description box, I would be putting for the contact details and everything. Thank you very much.